ExactFlat for SolidWorks. In this example, we are going to take the boat hull, which we just flattened using our 3D to 2D flattener in ExactFlat for SolidWorks, and we're going to add seam offsets. We do this in our pattern view. Here's our boat hull in 7 pieces. We're going to just start the timer here. We click Auto Add Mate. What that will do, when we select the edges on our primary surface, the corresponding edge on the secondary surface will be selected as well and highlighted as we go along. You can see there are a number of edges on along this length. And we're going to put a seam type in here. It's going to be a big seam because it's a composite part, so we'll take a 1-inch overlap. And when we click OK, you can see that the seam is added both to the primary and the secondary edge here. Now in this particular example, we're not going to do that. We're just going to click on the primary edge first, and you can see that no associated edge is being highlighted as we're doing this. And we're going to add a seam allowance here as well. But before we do that, we're going to pair the selection. So this is the first paired edge, and we're going to select it manually. There we go. A little last piece. There we go. And add the seam allowance. Same thing, 1-inch overlap. And click OK. And there you can see both seams are rendered on the corresponding pieces. So your work can actually start in 2D if you do not have the associations between pattern edges. It's very quick to pair them. Ideally, if you do have the associations, such as if you flatten your part in ExactFlat, the associations will be maintained. You just have to click on the primary edge, and then the secondary edge will automatically be found, automatically be given the same seam allowance. And I think we've got one more to go here. So we'll click Auto Add Mate, click on the primary, the edges on the primary seam. Yeah, one more to go here. There we go. There we go. And we'll select our seam type, 1-inch overlap. Click OK. And there you have it. The seam applied to both edges. Oh, we have one more here. And we select the primary edges here. The secondary edges are highlighted. And we select our seam type, again 1-inch overlap. Click OK. And there it is. And I certainly have gotten my count wrong here, but this is the last edge, and it just should take a second or two to put the last edge on here. And we click OK, and there we go. And that's it. In 3 minutes, we've got our individual pattern pieces with a 1-inch overlap added to each, ready for nesting. This is ExactFlat for SolidWorks. If you have any questions, give us a call or visit us on the web, exactflat.com.